Alright guys, and welcome again to another tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to draw El Primo from Brawl Stars. Now in this tutorial I'm going to show you step by step in Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool, the shape builder tool, the eyedropper tool. And I'm going to show you how to create some bold cartoony vector character design just like the pros, alright guys? So whether you're a beginner in Illustrator or looking to practice character design techniques, now this I'm going to give you a walkthrough and help you to master clean line work, flat colors, and essential tools to create game-style art. Now, if you're new to Illustrator, don't worry about it, guys. Just follow along. I will try to go, in a nice pace so you guys don't be left behind. Now, if you like this type of topics and if you want me to create more content like this, please don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment for more tutorials like this. All right, guys. And I will give you, if anything, if you guys have any tips or anything like that, anything that you guys would like me to kind of cover using Illustrator or any vector techniques, look, guys, just don't hesitate and put it in there into my comments. All right, guys. So I grabbed this image from online. Now, one of the things I want you guys to understand is the way vector works, okay? And the reason why I like to work on vectors is because it allows me to clean my lines up. If you notice right now, this image is a bitmap image. Basically, the bitmap image, the way it works is basically, it works with a bunch of pixels, and that's why you guys can see all this pixelation and blurriness around the edges. If I zoom in, you're going to notice that it gets worse and worse. It kind of zoom into each individual pixel. Now, the way vector works, I'm just going to bring in just a rectangle tool so you guys take a look at it. I'm going to grab the eyedropper. The shortcut for the eyedropper is the letter I. I'm just going to grab this blue color here so you guys take a look at it. So this is the reason why I like to do things in Illustrator. Take a look at this. It doesn't matter how far I zoom in to a vector object. I don't lose the resolution or always stays with a nice straight line. Now the way it works is, now you don't need to know this bunch of stuff, but it creates some mathematical equation depending on the points, and that's how this is created. So that's one of the things I'm going to be covering. I'm going to show you a technique that I use on how I make our friend here El Primo, and see how we can make it in as a vector format. All right, guys. So enough of me talking here. Let's get to get this little guy to start developing. Now, one of the things I like to do is I like to use my favorite tool. It's called the pen tool. Now, the pen tool is right here, and the shortcut is the letter P. If you hover on top of the pen tool, you're going to find that there's helpful tutorials going to show you on how this pen tool works. You can always click on the learn more if you want to get familiar with it. Now, I'm going to go a little bit quick here on how I create this. Now, different ways I can do this depending what I'm developing for. So I can create this like individual pieces with basic shapes, or I can create this whole character as a whole silhouette and just kind of embedded the colors in top of it. So one of the things I'm going to do here, I'm going to start by clicking on this corner right here, and I'm going to start creating just the whole outline of the character of El Primo. I know you guys are going to get tired of me saying El Primo. It's just kind of fun to hear saying that. Now I'm just going to, if you notice, I'm just clicking and dragging to kind of create those handles, just to kind of create those nice rounded shapes. And I'm just going to go around just kind of creating this silhouette of El Primo, and just working myself around it. Now, if you notice right now, when I create this outline, there's this fill color right here, and there's also a stroke. Now, I cannot see what's underneath it, and sometimes it becomes kind of hard to kind of continue recreating what you see on your screen. A shortcut is Shift X, allows you, Shift X again, allows you to kind of swap the color, the fill color with your outline color. All right, so I'm going to put this on my outline so I can see what's underneath, and I'm just going to continue creating this guy here. Okay, so I'm just going to go a little bit fast so you guys don't get bored just looking at me creating the outline of El Primo. And you always are more than welcome to go back and edit points. Holding the Alt key or the Option key within the Mac, I'm using PC, so I hold the Alt key, allows you to kind of place or put that specific anchor or handle in the right place. And the point of doing this method right here, guys, you're not using strokes. You don't run into issues later on if you guys want to get into more design and want to get into this field. You're going to start understanding that sometimes by doing things with the stroke, not all the time, you're going to run into some issues, and it might be maybe something related with print or whatever might be the case. But for right now, let's have some fun and just kind of continue building this outline of El Primo. I just like saying El Primo. I just think it's kind of cool. And here we go. So I finished doing El Primo. And if you notice, I have a little bit cleaning. It's up to you. If you want to come over here, you can grab what we call the direct selection tool. The direct selection tool allows you to select the points and move them around and kind of going back and kind of cleaning up certain areas. I know I'm a little bit off here, but that's fine. I can live with it. I think I can just hold my Alt key again, just kind of give this a little bit like that. Right, so I got some pretty cool clean lines. This is not bad. This is pretty good, actually. And now I can start building the rest of the character. Now, I like to create this kind of style because it allows me to use this silhouette. So if I make this silhouette to black, now that's going to be my whole outline for the character, and I don't have to be creating little lines here and there. So let me go back and put this to, I'm just going to drop a color that I don't have here within the character. I'm just going to crank up the size here. Right here on the top, you can create the stroke thickness. And but remember, I'm not going to use this with the stroke. I'm going to use it as a solid object. So I'm going to start building all the pieces of the character. And if you notice, I'm going to start with the mask. Maybe I'm going to start building some other pieces. So the black part of it, I'm going to use that as an outline. So kind of give you an idea here. I'm going to do the part here of kind of like this, the wrist right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the pen tool, click, and drag. And it's going to create a nice little rounded shape right here. And I'm going to go just like this. All right. And I'm going to start creating all my shapes like that. So that's going to be one shape. I'm going to hit the letter I for the eyedropper. That's going to be this base color. And then I'm going to start developing all the other colors as I go. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start developing all the main shapes of the character. Using the pen tool, I'm going to click the pen tool and I'm going to go and trace this whole character. Now I'm going to come in here and kind of create this little crease because I want this crease to be black as well. I'm going to come here. And then later on, I'm going to worry about colors. I'm going to worry about the different tones that I have. And that way it starts to look like El Primo. I'm going to go here into the hand. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit so you guys don't get bored and looking at me. Actually, here, I almost messed up. I thought I was doing the black. I'm going to undo, Control, Command, Z. And I'm going to do the fingers here. Right, so here we go. Now, if you like this content, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I would like to create more content like this, kind of giving you more and teach you more about Illustrator or anything else that you guys would like to learn. But please don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment, leave something in there. Let's chat, let's get to know each other. Let's let me know what would you like to learn, and that way we can all learn together. So here we go. Shift X, I start not to see my stuff, and if you notice what I'm doing now, you're gonna see now what all this is gonna do. Hopefully all this starts making sense in a little bit. So look at it. So now I have this. I got all this part already created. If I grab, this is going to be my outline. And this is what it's going to look. So this is going to be my stroke all around it. Everything's going to be black. This is going to be my color. And that's the way I start to build my characters. Now, this technique I learned many years ago. I worked for a company that I started developing a lot of animation and cartoon and stuff like that. And I used to work with stroke, but we ran into some issues. We would do a lot of 2D animation and stuff like that. And this method seems to work pretty awesome. So I can see this line going across here, and I like that blue line going across. So I might just end up doing the mask here. Sorry, I'm jumping around here, guys. I just realized. And if you notice here, there's this rounded shape here. So I think I might even go all the way down here and kind of create the mask as one piece. And that's something that you got to make that call and see how you can build all these pieces. Now, just because I'm doing it this way, that doesn't mean that this is the only way to do it. Find your way, find your style, see what's going to work for you guys, and then apply it to your design. All right. So right now I'm going to kind of come over here, and what I'm doing is kind of working on that blue part of the mask, and then I'm going to build my objects on top of it. So right here, that's going to be my mask. Don't worry about the colors. We're going to work with the colors in a little bit to get the right tones as well. Okay, so that's that. It has this moon right here, so I'm going to create the moon right about here. I know there's other ways to do that, but I kind of like this. All right, so that's that. If you want to make the moon a little bit better than the one that I have, you're more than welcome. But I'm happy with what it is. So now what I think I'm going to do is, this is just a quick technique. If you notice, he has like an orange outline, right? So I'm going to use an orange outline. Then I'm going to use kind of like this yellow fill inside of it. But there's a quick way to make this a little bit smaller so I can keep the same distance that I have within my outline. So I can go to Object, Path, Offset Path. It's going to pop this little window right here. What that means is right now you have 10 points. So from the original, it's going to create a new object 10 points larger than the original. But I can also do like -2, hit my tab key. And if you notice, it goes in -2 points. So let's see if I can use my up or down arrow and trying to find a happy medium. Maybe like around there. It's kind of cool. -5. It seems pretty good, right? It kind of works out for me. So that's going to be good. I'm going to hit OK. So now if you notice, I can hit the letter I for the eyedropper, and I can select this color. And that's going to be that color in there. If I zoom in, I select my outline, letter I, and boom. Now I have my little moon already created. Now for these shapes right here, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, guys. I will create simple shapes within Illustrator. We have the ellipse tool here that I can just click and drag. Now if I don't see, remember I put it as an outline, I'm going to grab my selection tool. And I'm going to grab this little guy here and just going to aim it in a way that I think is going to work for me. Now, if you notice, it has a slightly rotation. I'm going to go to the right-hand side and just going to rotate it a little bit. That way allows me to squash it in ways that I need to, right? So that's kind of cool. It has like a kind of like a purplish outline, and then it has like a magenta. So this is like what I call the magic of a circle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the same circle. I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Front. Okay, and now that I paste it in front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale it down. Now it did some weird thing. I don't know why it kind of went all wonky on me. So I'm going to try my other technique. I'm going to grab this guy here. Let me see here what happens. There's something going on here. I don't know why that's rotating kind of weird. Huh, that's weird. That has never happened to me, but that's fine. We're going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path. And I'm going to make the same thickness, that -5. I think that works well. Now I'm going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path. And if you notice, I'm going to grab this black outline. So I'm going to go into using my down arrow. I think that kind of works for me. -8 works for me. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to scale it down, squash it this way, and push it out. Now, if you notice, it's not rounded too much on the top. If I grab my direct selection tool, I can click on this guy. I can click on that point and this point holding the shift key, and I can add my handles here. Right? And let's see what happened. Why I didn't do my handle. Let's see. Does that give you trouble? I'm going to show you a tool here under the pen tool. There's what I call the anchor point tool. And I can click and drag this way. Seems somehow, and this is just me. I see the issue. It looks like this point somehow, you see how there's multiple points here? It was weird when I duplicated that other shape. It starts to give me some interesting stuff. This has never happened to me, guys. I apologize. Let's see here. Get rid of that guy. Let me see if this guy had some other. Yeah, for some reason it created multiple points. So it's all right. You can always delete a point. You can hold the pen tool. There's a delete anchor. And then I can fix this. I don't know why I developed two anchors there. So then now I can grab this point and I can make it this way. I can grab my anchor tool and I can make it rounded. Here we go. All right, there we go. Some reason it went all crazy on me. Now what I'm going to do, either something simpler. I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Front. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to scale this down, and I shouldn't run into no issues, just a basic shapes. But now it seems to be working. Cool. Now that's going to be my black outline. I know it takes a little bit to kind of understand where I'm going with this, but once you get the gist out of it, you will understand how things work within Illustrator. You copy, you paste in front. That means that the object is in front of it. So the same thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that outline. I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste in Front, and I'm going to scale it to the white area. All right, so I think that kind of works right there. Now take a look at this. I'm going to hit the letter I for the eyedropper. Make sure that outline is selected. I'm going to click in the middle. That's going to be my white color. Select this guy, letter I. Now the black color. Select this guy, letter I, and then I got this color. And then letter I, and click here. There we go. Now we created the I from that part right here. Now the same thing here with the nose. I'm going to grab my ellipse tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this like that. I know it doesn't make sense right now, but it will. So I'm going to grab this right here, bring it down, make the nose a little bit wider. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I need to create this almost like a triangle, right? So one quick way that I'm going to do is I'm going to select my anchor point tool and I'm going to click on it. It gets rid of those lines like that. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to grab this guy. I know I can use the pen tool to recreate it, but I'm just trying for you guys to understand how certain tools work within Illustrator. Okay, so I'm going to bring this guy here. And now I can drag this guy over here. Now remember, we're trying to make clean art here. So that's the whole thing, trying to make it nice and smooth. I'm going to grab my anchor point tool. And what I'm going to do here is just going to scale this up like that. And now we have a nice nose in there, right? So I'm going to select this, Object, path, offset path. Put -5. I think that was the original number. I kind of like that. Letter I for the eyedropper. Select the nose. Select this one. Letter I. Oops. Pick like a blue color or something like that. So there we have the nice nose in there. And now what we're going to do is let's create this blue line before I forget. Okay, so I'm going to grab my pen tool. I'm going to click here, somewhere here. I'm going to click and drag. And put it here. Okay. It's alright if it doesn't look right. Shift X to swap it to outline. I'm going to come over here and just going to make this line like this. Now if you notice, I'm going to grab the letter I for the eyedropper. I'm going to select on that blue, but made it a fill, make it kind of weird. I'm going to swap it, and I'm going to crank up. When you select the stroke, I'm going to crank it up here. You see here, I can make it thicker. There it is. Now this line is basically on top of all my objects. So what I can do is I can select, holding my shift key, I can select the nose and that moon, and I can go to object, arrange, bring to the front. And that way that stays behind. I know this is kind of weird the way it looks. We're going to cut it. And remember, I like to use, try to stay away from the strokes right now. So not a big issue, but it's something that you guys can understand and work later on. So I'm going to grab my pen tool again, and I'm going to grab this piece right here. All right, going to do the eye. So I'm going to do the eye right here, and just kind of get it done. Shift X so I can see where I'm working. I can grab my pen tool and my direct selection tool, and I can start editing my shape to make sure that it fits within my design. Now this right here makes it a lot easier if I just grab a circle. Kind of like the same way we did the other side. So there it is. I'm going to go to edit, copy, edit, paste in front. Shift and Alt or Shift and Option, you can scale down. Letter I. Grab this color. Letter I. I'm going to grab this black color so everything stays consistent. I'm going to grab this guy and I'm going to make it object path, offset path, and I'm going to go down -5. Letter I for the eyedropper. And now we have this color. For my outline, letter I, click right here, and now we have that outline. So what in the world am I doing right here? So you guys are going to see here where I'm at right here. So if I make this color, and I make my outline that I created earlier black, look how much I got done already. I already have a lot of the character done. There's a lot of cool little details, but still kind of can work with a lot of different things. Now, if you notice this little line, it looks kind of weird, but I want to make it a little more of my style. If I select the stroke, you guys are going to notice here that there are different options. This is the brush that I'm using. I'm just using a default brush. Right here it's going to say uniform, but then you have a variety of different width that you can control the shape here. So I can change this like this. I can change this taper a little bit, kind of give you a little bit more style of hand drawn. So you see here, this kind of gives you a little more taper. This gives you like this kind of style. So depending what you use, doesn't matter what it is. You make it your own and make it work for you. And if you notice, I kind of like this kind of like teardrop. But I would like it to be backwards. I would like to be the thickness on the top and kind of come thinner as it goes to the nose. But it's a simple fix. I can always go to Object, Path, and you tell it to reverse the path. That one starts from over there. And if you don't want this to start over here, you hit the letter A. A is the direct selection tool. I'm going to click on this guy. And I think I want a little anchor here. And the reason why I want a little anchor is so I can have those little handles. And now I can move this guy the way that I want. I can hold my Option or Alt key and I can grab my handle to kind of follow what I need to follow. There you go. All right, cool. There's a lot of different things we got to do. We still got a hand here. We got to do the teeth. We got to do some other stuff within the mask, but we're getting there. Now, my background, I need to, you see here, I like to lock my background because if not, it moves. So I'm going to go to Object, Lock, Selection. That way, my background doesn't move. All right, I'm going to hit Shift X to swap it to outline, Shift X again, and I'm going to continue building. So I'm going to build kind of like the skin here from his face. Grab my pen tool. I don't know about you guys, but every time I'm drawing this little guy, I want to say, "El Primo!" And I apologize, but I think I like it. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to do the teeth here. Gonna make it like this. I know they have some great elements in there for the shadows, but we're gonna focus on shadows in a little bit. Okay, here we go. We have there we go. Now we got the teeth. I know they're white in there, and then I can play around with a lot of the different colors in there. All right, let's do the arm here. Here we go. We're gonna put some nice little biceps. Boom. Here we go. Remember, I'm using that outline in my drawing. And you can do this with your drawings as well. Just kind of create your drawings the way that you keep drawing it, and then just using the outside line as your reference, and you basically recreating all the solid areas within your area. So here it's kind of interesting the way it's created. I kind of like those lines in there. I might even use those dark colors. So I'm gonna make it the hand on its own, just kind of a nice silhouette. All right, and then for the detail on the hand, the fingers, the nails, I think I'm gonna grab a full piece right here, and there we go. It's gonna follow that path. Now I've been using the pen tool, guys. Don't get frustrated if you don't do it like this as fast as I'm doing it. It takes a little bit. Just to let you know, the pen tool is one of the hardest tools to learn when you're doing design. So it takes a lot of practice. Start with some basic shapes that you can trace, and then go on with everything else. I'm going to hit the letter I for the eyedropper. Grab that, and I already created that piece in there. So that's that. Remember, this is a shadow. We're going to work on shadows in a little bit. All right, let's continue building here. So now the belt. I'm going to come here into the belt. And if you hear those sound effects that I make, the faster it works for me. You can try it, see if it works for you. What do I have here? So here I'm going to have this piece coming around this way. I think that could work. So I got this golden belt, and then I have like this little handle here. Here we go. I'm going to create this star. Here we go. I'm going to copy this line. Make sure I grab the selection tool. I'm going to select it. edit, copy, edit, or you know what, let's do the object path, offset path. That way we can have the same amount of points. That's fine. Now I'm going to grab the star and create the outside star. Now here is hard, it's very pixelated, so it makes it a little bit hard to kind of see where things are, but that's fine. It's my design. You guys can do whatever you want, but I think it works well. Then I can just come and create my little star right here. All right, cool, that's cool. Now I'm going to come this way. Kind of create this guy right here. And this is the part, as a designer, you got to make that call how much of that detail you want in here. I'm fine with what I have there. I think it's going to look good. Now I'm going to do this leg here. It's got to come across this way. There we go. Almost done, guys. So, well, done recreating. Then we're going to go with the details on the shadows and everything else that we have within the character. Okay, so here we go. Come this way. I know I have that little line in there, and you know what? I'm going to go all the way over here with this guy. I think I'm going to go across this way to create that nice detail. I think there's something like that here. And then for this line right here, I'm just going to create this like that. You know what? Let me make it blue already, so that way I know it's that part right there. Cool. I think we're done outlining the Brawl Star character, and then I just need to add some nice little tones, some highlights. Oh, I have a little circle here that I can... actually, let me grab the pen tool. And a nice little... reflection, right? That's what it is. It's a nice little reflection of the helmet. All right, cool. So let's get started and let's start adding some colors. Now, what I like to do is kind of look at the base color. So the base color I feel for the pants is this blue color, all right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab everything that is the blue here, right? From this guy, letter I, so that way they all stay the same. I think this guy needed to be that color too. And we can change this in a little bit, all right? So that's cool. So now, we're going to start doing shadows and highlights, all right? So we can move a little bit quicker. So here what I'm going to do, Shift-X, basically what allows me to do is allows me to showcase my background. But I just realized that there's not much of this light color around here. It seems that the darker color is the one taking over. So I'm going to grab, I think now I'm going to make my decision here. I'm going to grab that dark blue because that dark blue is the one that is the most. And then what I'm going to do is, this is pretty cool technique, guys. So I'm going to grab my pen tool here and I'm going to grab and just going to create this shape. And it's okay if you go outside of it because I'm going to cut it out. Letter I, grab that color. All right, so remember, I'm outside this all these lines right here. So if I select this line, and I'm going to grab this tool, it's called the Shape Builder Tool. The Shape Builder Tool, very cool tool. Little tutorial on how to do certain things, how it works. So this is the way I use the Shape Builder Tool. If I have both objects selected, take a look at this. It kind of gives me like a highlight. So it highlights the selection. I can click and drag and make one shape, but that's not what I want. I want to get rid of these points right here. If you notice, there's a little plus sign. Holding the Alt key gives me a nice negative, and now it cuts it off, okay? The same thing, letter P, I'm going to come over here where this little highlight is right here in this section. Letter I for the eyedropper, I'm going to grab it here. Shape Builder Tool, get rid of that. And get rid of this. And maybe this, right? Just kind of clean it up. So now I got that. Now I'm going to grab this piece right here. Doesn't matter, doesn't have to be pretty. And this step right here, this method, it gets a little bit quicker. Shift M is the shortcut. P, I'm going to grab this right here. Just going to put it right there. Shift M, get rid of this piece. And now I think I got it all for the pants. If you notice, I'm going to grab the pants right here. Shift X. Shift X. Now if you notice, now the pants has that little highlights in there. Okay? So I'm going to continue building it like that throughout the whole character. The teeth here I'm missing. I'm going to do the highlights, the shadows here, which starts to look pretty cool. And then we're going to see the difference between the vector and the bitmap image that we got our reference from. And you're going to see that I can scale this guy as big as I need to or smaller, and I will not lose my resolution. All right, so let me continue building this guy here. So I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do the chest part. Let me kind of make all these guys outline so I can see what I'm working with. There we go. All right, so if you notice, there's like shadows and highlights going across. So there's a nice little shadow here, right here, kind of blocking like the hand and the arm. So I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this right here. Okay, take a look at this. I'm going to grab the pen and just kind of follow what I think is going to work for this. And if you notice, this hand right here has this shadow over here. And I'm going to cut across. And you're going to see how cool all this works. All right. Now, it doesn't matter what color right now. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So all these guys are going across all these little shapes. So I'm going to grab this shape. Doesn't matter which one you grab first. I'm going to grab the wrist, the forearm, the shape I just created. And what I want to do is I want to get rid of this outside stuff. So I'm going to grab my shape builder tool, grab this, and it gets rid of it. Okay? Now the cool thing about this is, take a look at this. I can grab this piece right here, letter I, grab this. If I select this piece right here, letter I, and now I have that nice little highlight there. So again, select the piece that I cut, letter I, grab that blue, select this guy, letter I, and if you notice here in this blue, there's a little highlight there. I can do that. Shift X. Let's do that real quick before I forget. I'm just going to like to go outside here, just to kind of create a nice rounded shape. Letter I. Click here. Shift M. I get rid of it. All right, so now take a look at this. If I go back, I like seeing my results. If you take a look at it, now we have a nice little highlights and shadows and stuff like that. So now here, a couple little lines that I selected here, right, that I chopped it up earlier. All these colors right here. Even the thumb here, I want it to be this color. And this guy, letter I, boom. Now we got that guy in there. And if you notice, it has on the stomach. I'm going to continue using the pen tool on the stomach, but that's cool. I'm going to go out here, and it doesn't have to be pretty, guys. Everything that is outside doesn't have to be pretty. Shift M. Get rid of this stuff. Now I got two pieces. I forgot here. If you notice, this piece and this piece right here intercept. So I got to get rid of this middle part. So I grab this guy. I want to keep the same color. Boom. Let me see here. For some reason, I feel that I left something here. Yeah, you see, I have some highlights here. Excuse me. So I'm going to grab my pen tool. There's one that goes across this way. Letter I is this guy. And here we go. Boom. I'm going to grab here and maybe come over here and create this guy. Got this little light here. Cool. I'm going to grab this guy, this guy, Shift M, get rid of the pieces that I don't need. Shift X. There we go. So that starts to look pretty nice. I'm going to grab this piece right here, make it the same color. I think that works. You know what? I'm going to do the mask here. Let me grab that blue color. Using shortcuts, guys. The shortcut for all this is the letter P that I'm using. P for the pen tool. I can grab this piece, Shift M, and get rid of it. Now remember, this piece is in front of everything. One quick way I can do this, I can select it, and I can go to Edit, Cut. Select the main one, Edit, Paste in front. Now let's see here. I can even add a little extra love here. I'm going to grab this guy here. I know it's not there, but I think it needs it. I'm going to grab it, letter I, and I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter than what it is. So now it makes it look like it's nice and shiny. Let's take a look at what we have. Shift X. Shift X. El Primo is coming to life, and it starts to look pretty nice, pretty cool. Let's do the teeth, and let's focus on everything else that we need, kind of like the belt and all this part of the hand. And I think we can call it a day after that, guys. So let's see how we can make this work for us. All right, Shift X. So here we go. So I have, before I start making it fill, what I'm gonna do is a very simple shape. I'm just gonna go across here. Okay, and normally they do this if you're painting this with a marker, they just go across. You can do that, and then you can paint the black on it. Whichever way you, I don't know how you guys work, but that will be a nice little method to do it, right? So here we go. Shift M, get rid of the stuff that I don't need. There we go. That's done. The teeth here. And this teeth, let's keep them all the same color. Boom. That's done. I'm going to grab this. This is going to be the same color of my dark areas. Now we have this part of the hand. I think I'm going to do this part of the hand here. I think I should have kept it the same. I should have just drawn it out, but no worries. Not a big deal. Grab this guy, Shift M. There we go. Letter I for the eyedropper, and there we have the hand. Now let's do this blue part right here. Remember, we already have it here. So I'm going to grab the pen tool. I'm going to grab these pieces. Remember, those have to be pretty. The only pretty part has to be the one inside of it. That's the one we need. Grab this. Shift M. Get rid of this. Shift M. Cool. Now, the color. Boom. We got that. Got the arm. We got that. And then whatever we have left, I think is kind of like the start and this part of the belt. Okay, so you see how it has a little highlight. I'm going to come this way. I think I'm going to go across. That's cool. Shift X, letter I for the eyedropper. Grab that color. I can grab this color right here. Shift M. Get rid of what you don't need. There it is. Let's focus on the belt. So I'm trying to see what color. It seems like this mustard color is the best one for all of them. This right here, letter I, grab that light color. This guy, letter I. This guy, I. Let's see here. This is going to be, it seems like yellow. But you know what? Let's do the highlights already. If you notice, I have this little highlight going across this. So I think that's what I'm going to do. The basic yellow one. This one right here. I'm going to go across this way. So that way, I just focus in one specific color. Grab that color. Goes from here to here. And this guy. Shift M. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Did I get rid of stuff that I wasn't supposed to? Probably. Let's see. Alright, let's do one at a time. I almost messed up. Yes. So I gotta get rid of this guy. So I just need this piece right here, right? Yes. So I'm gonna grab this, Shift M, get rid of it, get rid of it. Now I'm gonna need to cut this and this right here. Shift M, I don't need this. Hold on, sorry guys. Shift M, I don't need this, and I don't need this. There we go, now I can cut things out. Shift M. I think we're good. So now, letter I for the eyedropper. Grab this color. I. Oops, I cut this out. I didn't mean to cut that out, but that's okay. I'll grab the delete tool here. And I can probably deselect these little guys. See this right here? Grabbing the direct selection tool. And I'm just going to put it behind it. It's okay. Anyways, you're not going to see it. It's very tiny, so. Not the best thing, but I'm just trying to move on from here. Here we go. Letter I. There we go. And I think I got rid of the one here too, but that's okay. Not a biggie. So now if you notice, we got El Primo created in Illustrator. And now what I can do is I can select everything. Let me move it out of the way, see if I have anything. Yes. Do I have everything? It has a little thing on the nose there. I can group this. And I can just create a tiny little piece of circle there. Just gonna grab that little color there. Letter A. And I can do is I can distort this little piece like that, right? So it doesn't look like a booger there. Oh, it probably does look like a booger, but it seems like it's a highlight, huh? It's a nice little highlight there. So I can grab my pen tool and just create a nice little highlight here. There we go. And there you have it, guys. This is how I'm going to group it. Command G. You create a Primo in Illustrator. And this is what I mean about using vectors. Look at the difference. I'm already zoomed in about 500%, almost 600. And it's still pixelated. There's not one pixel within the vector. So this is the beauty. I like to use this because I can recycle this, guys. I can recycle this guy and And actually, I can duplicate this as many times as I want. I can make them really small. I can make them real small. I can control them, bring them to Photoshop. I can create any type of effects that I need to within Photoshop. I can swap it, object, transform, reflect. And now I have dual El Primo. And then I can have this guy in the middle. And I can create some very cool compositions, and I can do some really cool things with this design. All right, guys, this is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. And please let me know what you need me to cover. I can make some custom tutorials for you guys if you want to continue learning. Let's keep this up, guys, and let's keep learning together. Already? All right, guys, I'll see you to the next tutorial. El Primo!